Hello, it is Chinwendu here. Welcome back again to Eco Designs to Fit YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to sew a 6 pieces bustier blouse. It is that simple, and on top of the table, I'm just showing you how we went ahead to cut this out the previous day. Okay, a video before this one I showed you guys how to draft and cut it, and that is what I am trying to show you guys on top of the table right now, how we drafted this out. But if you haven't seen this particular tutorial, I'm going to be linking it in the description box, so you go check it out. It is actually very simple, and here are all my patterns. I went ahead to cut it out on my actual fabric and the lining piece. I also went ahead to interface the actual fabric with hairstay and then the lining piece with a paper gum. And I also went ahead to add up my seam allowances to the middle part where I'll be joining the dots together. Okay, now every other places I did not add any seam allowance, because for the length I've extended it while cutting it out on my pattern, and to the shoulder I've added my seam allowance on the pattern. Also to the side seam I added the seam allowance to the pattern. Okay, now here is the center back and the side back. As you can see, the center back comes with a zipper allowance. So I'm going to remove my pins, and you guys, you can equally see that I added 1/2 inch seam allowance to the centers where I'll be joining the dots. Okay, and every other place I did not add any form of seam allowance because I've done that on the cutting parts. So we are going to have to go ahead and remove the pins. Okay, after removing the pins, I'm going to bring back the center fronts and the side fronts so that I will show you guys the next step to take. Now here is my center front and the side fronts. I went ahead to notch the under bust points. Please do not forget that. So I'm going to open it up, like show you guys where I just notched. You can see. So this is it. Please do not forget, because that is where you're going to follow to double pad your center front and the side front. So I'm going to go do that, and then we come back. So I've double pad my cups to give the bustier area a little bit of strength and make it firmer, so you guys, you can see. So for the actual fabric, you can see I interfaced it with my hairstay, but for the lining I only did that for the bust area, like from the bust to the under bust. That is what I did right there. So guys, you can see here is my side front as well. For the lining of the side fronts, I added paper gum to the cup area just to give it a little bit of strength. But for the actual fabric, I went ahead to use my hairstay for the whole body and equally double pad the bustier area. I hope you are understanding me. This is equally my side back and the center back. You can see I have both the actual fabric and the lining piece as well. So guys, now we are going to start to join this together. So the first step you are going to take is to bring in the center front and the side fronts, and then you are going to have to use your pins to arrange it in place just like I am doing right now. You're going to make sure that the under bust points of both the side front and the center front aligns properly well. Okay, and you're going to have to use your pin to hold it around the cup area. Just make sure you arrange it properly well. Okay, and once I am done with this, I'm going to repeat the same thing to the other side. If I want to stitch this, I'm going to use 1/2 inch to join this together. All right, you already know how we join this, so there is no need trying to explain and explain and explain. Okay, so here is my center back. Remember that the center back comes with zipper, so that's why it is being divided into two, and here is the side. Okay, so for one part of the center back and the side back, I'm going to join them together and equally do the same thing to the other side. So here is how I'm going to arrange it, and I'll move over to my sewing machine and stitch it, also using 1/2 inch. Okay, so I've done that for one side. I'll repeat the same thing for the other side. So as you can see, Now once I am done arranging it, I'll move over to my sewing machine and stitch all of this together, both the front piece and the back piece. Okay, so guys, I am done joining them together, and you can see what I have. I already went ahead to notch the seam allowances. Okay, so and then you have to iron it to stay flat. You can see what the back looks like. Now I equally did the same thing for the lining. Here is my lining, and to this lining you can see this is the front piece. Like I explained, I only padded the cup area. Now guys, we're going to have to join the zipper allowance. Okay, and I've marked it out 1.5 inches from the neckline down to the waistline. So I'm going to join this with a loose stitch and then iron it. Okay, I equally went ahead to mark out my seam allowance for the sides to 2 inches seam allowance. So once I am done holding the zipper allowance, I'm going to go ahead and join the side seams. Okay, but first of all, let me go and join the zipper allowance. I am done joining the zipper allowance for the back, and I went ahead to give it a nice ironing to stay flat. Okay, so guys, here is the front. You can see how the cups are standing already, even without padding this too much. It is standing because I just use only 2 pieces of hairstay and paper gum to double pad it. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and mark out my side seam allowance. I've actually done that behind the camera, but let me just show you guys what you're going to do. So you're going to place the front and the back piece right side facing each other, and you're going to have to mark out your 2 inches seam allowance, and then you go ahead and join it. After joining it, go ahead and join the shoulder seam allowance, which is 1/2 inch, and then repeat the same thing for the lining. Okay, so guys, I am done joining this, and this is what I have. I've equally gone ahead to do the same thing to the lining piece. Okay, now what I'm going to do next is go ahead and cut off some seam allowance, because the seam allowance is actually too much. Okay, so please do not cut out the entire, except you are sure of your measurements. Now I've done that for the actual piece. I'm going to repeat the same thing for the lining. Once I am done cutting this out, now it is time for us to join the neckline. Okay, now what I'm going to do first is go ahead and loosen up my zipper allowance. Please, whatever you see me doing here, do not try this. Okay, because you might end up tearing or destroying your fabric. Okay, so what I did was to loosen it up like this, and after that I'm going to remove all the threads, but I would advise that you pick this one after the other. Okay, using your seam ripper. Now after loosening the zipper allowance, I'm going to go join the neckline. Okay, so for the neckline, I'm going to ensure that each important points are matching up, like the shoulders of the lining piece and the actual fabric matches up, and the zipper allowance matches up. I'll join it with 1/2 inch and top stitch the neckline. I will equally join the down part and top stitch and join the side of the zip. Now after doing this, I'm going to go ahead and turn it out from the armhole, because the armhole is the only part which is open as we speak. Okay, I've turned the neckline, I've turned the down parts. Okay, and I've equally turned the zipper allowance, as you can see. So I'm going to turn it out from the lining, from the armhole, because that part is the only part which is open as we speak. So this type of sewing is actually called the inseam sewing. Okay, you can equally go ahead and turn it out one after the other, like turning your lining with the front piece separately, and then turning the back part with the lining separately, and after that you go ahead and join the side seam. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to explain. Now After bringing it out properly, please make sure that you bring it out very well. Go ahead and give it a good press. So I'll move over to my ironing table to do that. I've ironed this, and you can see this is what this looks like. Okay, so now guys, we are going to have to input our zip. Now the zipper is very short than the my top. Okay, the zipper is actually so short than my top. So what I'm going to do is come up a little, like from the down part of my blouse, I'm going to go up by 1 inch, and that is where I'm going to start fixing my zipper. So guys, as we speak, I am done fixing the zipper, and here is my sleeve. Okay, I want to use a cap sleeve for this particular blouse. All right, so I've gone ahead to cut out my cap sleeve. I also have a detailed tutorial on how to draft and cut a cap sleeve. Okay, so I will also be linking it in the description box. So guys, you can see, let me go ahead and close up my zip so that you guys can see what I have right there. All right, now after that, I will go ahead and fixing my cap sleeve to this. To fix this, I'm going to fold it into 2 and then locate the middle. Now I'll go ahead and notch the middle part of the sleeve, and the middle part is going to go into the shoulder point, the exact shoulder point of my blouse. Okay, so that is what I'm trying to show you. So make sure that the part that I just notched is matching up with the shoulder, and after that, go ahead and pin it up just like this. After pinning one side, I will go ahead and pin the other side, and you will notice that you'll be left with a little bit of space right at the underarm. Now I'll move over to my sewing machine and stitch this using 1/2 inch, but right now I'm still trying to pin it up. So guys, you can see this is the space that we have right at the underarm. I've already gone ahead to fix this my sleeve into my blouse, and this is what we have. I'll show you guys exactly what this looks like on me. This is the end of this tutorial, and if you find it helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done yet, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.